So our next speaker is Rome Nicholas. He is a digital marketer, strategist, community builder and entrepreneur. He's the founder of Bizyard Digital and the lead organizer of WordCamp Cebu. He helps businesses grow with content and SEO strategies. When he is not working on digital sex, he is off exploring the world. That does sound very exciting. So today he will be talking to us about the future of websites and blogs and how to stay relevant in 2025. So please welcome Rome.
Thank you. Okay. Do I want? Yeah, I think you just put it there. Okay. Thank you. Mic test. Okay. Hello, everyone. Yes, good morning. Yeah. So it's just the right talk before lunch. I hope we're energized and still have the energy for the rest of the 25 minutes of this conversation. So for this talk, I'll be sharing mostly of my experience and what I know about blogs and websites. So we're going to answer this question, like, are websites and blogs still worth investing in, especially when everything is social, short form, video, and sometimes like AI generated. So in this age of AI and social media, is there still a space for creating your own WordPress website? So that's the question that we want to answer today. And for a quick background, I'm from the Philippines, and I'm honored to be speaking here in front of you folks, and I'm so excited to share some of my experiences, and hopefully we can learn a thing or two from these. So I've already also organized, just like Mayo, I'm also active in the WordPress community. I've organized WordCamps in my city in the Philippines, that's Cebu, and also with the other communities. And for today's talk, I'll basically want to share some of my experiences and how we can learn from these. So let's be honest. Most of the people these days discover brands through Reels, TikToks, and carousels. Even Google results now show Reddit threads, YouTube shorts, and AI snippets. So why do we care about websites and blogs? Because while social platforms get you seen and reach to new audience, your website is where people decide to trust you. So it's more of the trust factor. Think about your own behavior. When you're about to hire someone or buy something a bit expensive, what do? So you Google it. So that's what I do from personal experiences. You look at the site, you see if they're legitimate. Attention is fast and cheap. Trust is slow and earned. That's why websites in 2025 and even beyond, it still matter. So here's a quote. So trust is expensive and websites are dead. In fact, moving forward, they're actually evolving into becoming credibility engine. So the credibility engine is what I mean with that is you need a website if you want to be established as a professional brand and you want to deal with more professional clients. So coming from a perspective whether you're a freelancer or you want to work with the top companies in the world, you want to showcase your portfolio online. And while there are platforms out there that allows you to do that, if you want to have your own market, your own audience, website the first step. The second step is actually collecting information from your customers. This can include email, their behavior when they go into your websites, like the heat maps and stuff. Then let's look at Southeast Asia, particularly the Philippines and Malaysia. In the Philippines, 9 out of 10 small businesses that I've worked with still operate mainly on Facebook pages and Messenger. So aside from doing WordPress websites, I help some of these businesses with social media ads, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. So I've realized that especially the smaller businesses, they're hesitant to invest with websites. So that's the reality in the Philippines. They don't have a proper website. There's no tracking, no funnel. It works, yes, for a while, but it's very limited in scope. In Malaysia, thankfully, from what I've observed and based on my research, businesses, especially like B2B and mid-sized e-commerce brands, are starting to balance between social and structured web presence. That gives Malaysia a stronger foundation for long-term growth. But here's the catch. Even Malaysian businesses often underinvest in content systems, blogs, and SEO structure. And that's an opportunity, especially for us here, like as SEO professionals, that's the next step for us. So let's have this picture in mind. You run a business, all your engagement is on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook. One day, your account gets shadow banned. Suddenly, you don't have a reach. No contact with your audience because you didn't collect any email, then nothing you can recover. No email list, no indexed blog, no backup plan. So what happens next? So you don't know. So this is because you're building something, you're building all your business on rented land. Rented land, what I mean is you don't own this space. Social media is owned by Meta, the company. So TikTok is owned by ByteDance. So if they decide to ban you from these sites, you don't have your audience with you. Unlike if you get their own customer information in your own website, collect their emails. So that's very powerful, especially if you're aiming to reach the next target for your audience. It's like setting up your business in a mall without owning the store. Once the mall changes its rules, you're stuck. A website, on the other hand, is your home base. You own the content, you control the design, you decide how your users flow. So here's why websites and blogs are still massive strategic value. One, search discoverability. Google is still the first step for buyers with intent. For some of us here, especially active on the LLMs like ChatGPT, sometimes I search on ChatGPT rather than Google. And while there's a different strategy behind showing up on these models, it's still the same. So you need search discoverability to do that. Next is brand authority. A solid website signals you're a serious player, not just a viral one. Then data ownership. You get email sign-ups, pixel data, heat maps, critical for conversion and getting an audience and for your business later on to grow. And then we have lead control. Your website is where you guide your visitors into action. Buy, book, subscribe. Think of your website not just a brochure, but as your engine of trust. Now let's talk about SEO, or modern SEO, in fact. The old way, it's about keyword stuffing and backlinks. It doesn't work anymore. It's been years that it's no longer working. So what's the new way? It's about user experience, building your authority, and technical excellence. So here are key updates in 2025. First, we have the EAT, the experience, expertise, authority, and trust. Google wants real people behind content. While they can be AI assisted, it is recommended that at the end of the cycle, you have a human person to actually review the content and add some information that can be beneficial. I'll give more tips later on. Then we have schema. Use structured data so Google knows what your page is really about. And then mobile first. If it doesn't work beautifully in mobile, you lose out, especially in a mobile heavy regions like Southeast Asia. And then we have core web vitals. With core web vitals, we have basically three items here. First is the LCP, the largest contentful pane. So think of it as the loading time. How long does the page load on your screen? Then the second one is the FID. So it's basically interactivity. How fast does the page react to user input? And then third, we have visual stability. Think of it like, does the stuff move around on the screen while loading? So you can, if you're good on these three metrics, then you're basically having very good technical SEO. So let me show you some tools that we use for structured content that ranks. Like we do strategy or research. So these are some of the tools that we use for strategy, for creation, and then measurement, and lastly, like audit. While these tools are just some of the tools, I recommend you to actually explore what works for you. Like there are so many tools out there, and you don't have to learn them all. Sometimes a good experience with knowing of these, and then choose what works for you and take it from there. And that's basically the goal here. Like when using these tools, build from whatever works for you and take it from there and build a workflow. Then the next step is let's talk about LLMs or Gen AI or AI in general. It's a game changer if you use it well. Right now, I'm also active in the startup space, like trying to build my own digital enterprise. So what I've learned from the startup space that we can apply here is that AI is changing companies, and as a freelancer myself, AI is also improving my workflows. It's challenging because the bigger companies, the corporate ones, are laying off people because of cost savings. But for us digital freelancers that would love to work with the smaller and the medium businesses, while there are tools available for them to use, they still don't have time to handle these tools. That's why they're beneficial for us in delivering quality service to the clients. So in my experience, AI has been helping me actually create whatever I need for the client's needs. So we don't use AI to replace writers. We use it to speed up research, outlines, and iterations. Here's our workflow. Define topics and clusters using tools like Keyword Cupid. Then generate outlines using GPT and other LLMs. And then add personal expertise or customer stories. Then optimize for search with Surfer SEO. And then we have published with schema, visuals, and internal links. The result, we can publish 5 times better with better structure and fewer bottlenecks. So AI is your content strategist, not just a replacement of you, especially as a content strategist. Now let's bring back to Malaysia. Here's what's working well based on my research. You have a strong focus on mobile UX and page performance. The Google business profiles are still important for local rankings. It still works everywhere in the world. Some brands are exploring voice-optimized content for smart search. So with FAQs nowadays, websites, there's a good structure for a website. Ideally, at the end of it, there's an FAQ. So these are like standard questions asked and standard answers. These FAQs are very helpful for the voice optimizations and also for the LLMs to understand what your website is, what it is about. So you can use like plugins like Yoast or Rank Math or other tools that would allow you to easily structure your technical SEO. And very soon, with the rise of search generative experience from Google, this will change how blog snippets show up, favoring clear, structured answers. So the future here is not necessarily more content. In fact, it's just better content, better structured content. So what's our action plan for the next 12 months? So if you're building or revamping a site this year, here's your action checklist. First is to fix speed and mobile UX. Second is to add author bios, real experiences, and trust indicators. Then third is add schema for articles, FAQs, reviews. Then you use AI tools to scale blog creation while keeping human oversight. Then we can build topic clusters. So one pillar content, then 4 to 5 supporting blogs. So that would be a good idea. Then repurposing blogs into short videos, newsletters, and social posts. Small consistent moves, then one big chaotic ones. So here are some takeaways. So when we bring it home, websites are not obsolete. So I was saying earlier. So they're evolving to be smarter, faster, and more trustworthy nowadays. Then social platforms build reach, but not resilience. AI is your leverage, not a shortcut. The businesses that thrive won't just post more. They'll build better systems and connect content, discovery, and conversion. So with this in mind, who here is actually like a business owner? Like, do you own not so much? Seeing a few hands. Freelancers doing that, yes, awesome. Who else? Anyone else? Like, how's your experience with websites in general? Like, anyone with a website of their own? Okay, cool. That's nice. Anyone without? Like, anyone managing a website, like for a client? Okay, I'm seeing a few hands. That's nice. Are you using AI now with the workflows that you do? No? Oh, no, Corey. But yes, that's a good thing. So anyone here would love to share an experience and how they use the existing tools? Like anyone would love to share some experience? And we can take it from there. Because I'm looking into like what are potentially like challenges that you experience in using all these tools available today? Is anyone want to share? Okay, yes. Can we have a mic? I don't know.
Right, hello. Yeah, so I just wanted to share a little bit of probably a question, right?
Let's face the audience.
Yes,
awesome.
for
Thank you.
AI, as a blogger, I'm also a blogger. So how do you see the impact of using AI moving forward for websites or even like for businesses, right? If let's say I'm creating content, blogs, I'm publishing regular blogs on my website for my business purpose. How do you see AI? Like, I think there were a little bit of opinions out there, especially after the Google updates, saying that Google do not favor AI and things like that. So, yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much. Okay, so we still have still have a good time. So I would love to discuss this more deeply into this particular slide, like AI as your content strategist. I think the future of AI one day is to become. Are you familiar with the term AI agents? Yeah, there's still a few heads. For those who are new to the term of AI agents, it's basically using AI, where AI can actually just, you give them a task, then they can work for hours or even days in the future to understand what's going on. And you just give them a specific output. Again, like prompting is key here. The better prompts, the better results, and it will ask you some additional inputs to help you understand, to make a better output. And better prompts yield better outputs in general. So AI has been drastically changing lives, particularly with professionals and businesses. And there's still a debate nowadays, like whether within the next 2 to 3 years, it's changing lives. Some jobs will be displaced. In fact, there's a study that around 70 million jobs by Future of Jobs report will be displaced. But at the same time, according to the same study, more jobs will be created. 190 million jobs. So if there's a loss of 70, then more jobs. In fact, like 2x more, like more jobs will be created. So what are these jobs? What are these opportunities? So I am saying that is, if we know how to harness the power of AI into our workflows, then we can create better results, and we can do our workflows faster, and we can serve more clients. So it's a balance, because it's an equity problem. Like, while there may be some people that will be losing opportunities, others who know how to harness the power of AI will actually be getting more opportunities and delivering better results. I think Corey earlier in his talk, if you were here, like he discussed about like improving how to serve for clients, how to create better proposals. And that is very helpful if you know how to use the existing LLMs, because these tools will help you solve these problems. So as I was saying earlier, to answer that question, these tools can be very helpful if you know your goal. So that's always the first step. You should know your goal. The more specific goal you have in mind, the more specific answer you get. And once you have this prompting, there's a lot of strategies you can explore online also, which is out of the scope already of this talk. But once you harness all of these strategies, then you can definitely improve how you write blogs, how you make even proposals, how you create your content, and how you do technical SEO. So if, let's say, I started digital marketing from my experience around almost 15 years ago, outside of college already. So what I did with that was mostly just YouTube thing, like I've self-learned it. But right now, I've realized that with the power of AI, it's so much easier to learn. In fact, if you notice, like with the rise of digital courses and everything online, if you just know how to teach yourself a skill, it's easy, because every question you have, ideally the very most specific questions, then you get a very specific answer from existing LLMs like GPT and stuff. So hopefully that answers the question. Thank you so much for sharing that. So going back to these takeaways, like AI is definitely changing lives, but also as websites. I mean social media in general. Like social media is still like king in getting new audiences. If we're on platforms, most of us are probably on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on TikTok and Instagram. But the question is, have we really maximized these platforms to reach more audience and to actually learn from our audiences? Because if not yet, that's a good area to learn as well for the next step. And lastly, with the website, it's still very powerful in 2025 and beyond. In fact, the reason why WordCamp JB and WordCamp in general exist because websites are still valuable for businesses. So that's a good start. In fact, those businesses with website actually for freelancers, like they have more budget. They can pay more. So they're more into the future. So they're dealing with bigger clients, which can be very helpful for us. So with that, thank you so much for your time. And we're now opening the floor to more questions if you have. Thank you. Questions? Anything in general? Yes. AI agent, yes.
Are you already using AI agent?
Oh, that's a very good question. Yes, I'm actually exploring AI agents, but I would say that I haven't really optimized it to I'm still learning on that process.
You mean like training the AI?
Yes, yes. Yeah, with AI agents and training AI, because usually you have this, there are different solutions available. N8N is one of those. I'm still exploring the platform because it needs technical knowledge, which is fun, especially for those who'd love to learn things on that one. And I think that's next good, like the next step for us to actually create better solutions. Because the difference between an AI agent and an LLM is, I think you mentioned it correctly. Like an AI agent learns on its own, and it gets better input, and it less human involvement. So you can just leave it working for hours right now, but in the coming months, most likely for days even. So it can really get you like specific results. Thank you. No more questions? Okay, it's okay. Thank you guys for listening.